tell you something that might sting a little, but it'll wake you up. You are not lazy because you lack talent. You're lazy because you've allowed the wrong patterns to run your life. And here's the truth. Any pattern that's been created can be destroyed and rebuilt. Laziness is not a personality trait. It's a loop. A habit loop of comfort, hesitation, and distraction. You wake up, you feel tired. You scroll, you delay, and before you know it, another day's gone. And if you let that happen long enough, it starts defining your life. But you are not meant to live in survival mode. You are built for purpose, not passivity. Now, here's what most people don't understand. Energy doesn't come from energy drinks or motivation videos. It comes from purpose. You move faster when what you're chasing means something to you. Emotion creates motion. The reason you're still stuck is because you haven't tied your actions to something that sets your soul on fire. You haven't connected your daily tasks to a future that excites you. The next thing is this. Your standards are silently deciding your fate. If you accept excuses, if you let yourself skip the workout, if you keep saying, I'll start tomorrow, then tomorrow becomes next week, and next week becomes next year.
We are in charge of our attitudes. And when you're in charge of your attitude, you say, if it's hard, then do it hard. I won't allow this to stop me. I don't have the option of easy. I don't have the option, and I don't think you do or any of us do, of going around trying to find a dream that's a little dream that doesn't require much responsibility or not too stressful or won't be too much of a hassle. No, that's not how you develop your greatness. No. Remember, I got caught up in the common consciousness of what's happening in corporate America and the business world, and I was thinking about reducing my staff, and I'll never forget what Mike Williams said to me. He said, unless you talk about shrinking into greatness or expanding into it. You can't shrink into it, but look at our expenses. Hey, your expenses only an issue because of the fact that you have not generated enough money, so they don't matter. You want to look for ways to cut your costs or look for ways to generate more revenue. Things I want you to begin to do right now is to take a brave look at your life. Look at your life right now where it is. So let me ask you some questions. As you begin to look out on the future, look out on this year, let's take personal inventory. What has brought you here? As you begin to look at the things that took place this past year, did you get out of it what you wanted? Did you achieve the goals that you set out to achieve? What part of your life or what things did you do that you don't want to be a part of your life? See, many of us won't be able to move forward because we're not taking true inventory of our lives. As you begin to look at your emotional, your spiritual, and intellectual development, how many books did you read? How many seminars did you attend? How many classes did you take to begin to develop yourself professionally, to improve your craft or your skill? I say to you, when you talk to the people that are manifesting their greatness, the people that are moving and expanding and making a difference in life, in business, or in their personal lives, or on a social level, I'm saying if you ask those people, why do you do it? They will say it's worth it. That's why I do it. It's worth it. It's worth it to me to pay this kind of price. Saw a guy, he does volunteer work in prisons. I said, why do you do this? Why do you invest your time, your money, and your energy? He said, I've been in jail. I know what it is not to have people come visit you or to care about you, not knowing whether or not anyone knows whether you're alive or dead. I know what that is.
You can have all the fire in the world, but if your environment is built to distract you, you're going to lose. Your phone, your room, your friends, your social media, these things shape your energy. They either pull you toward growth or numb you into delay. Surround yourself with drive, not distractions. Now let's talk about discipline. Everyone talks about motivation, but that's not what gets you results. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline is built through repetition. Do it when you don't feel like it. Do it when no one's clapping.
See, as we go into a new world, there's some old behaviors that just won't fit. What are the events? What are the circumstances? What are the people that have shaped you? Just thinking. What are the things that you need to let go? Some things that have caused you pain, that's stifling your growth and development. See, a lot of people won't try anything different in life because they don't want to get hurt. Let me tell you something. It's too much pain to duck. Pain is everywhere. You can hide under here. It will come where you are. Really, if I go back here, pain will come. Hey, Les, come on out. It will come. It's everywhere. Viktor Frankl calls it unavoidable suffering. You can't duck it. But most people spend their life not wanting to deal with the pain of rejection, the pain of defeat, the pain of being disappointed, the pain of losing, the pain of failure, the pain of being criticized, the pain of not being liked, the pain. That's called life. Life is full of pain. It's everywhere. But guess what? There's no gain without pain.